clear enough so that you are able to get what is the gist of lecture 8. So, gentlemen, if there is any sort of doubt, please ask me right now, or rather, we shall wait for other candidates to join. Then we'll start right away. And you all might be thinking that the group or the link itself is quite different today. So sorry for telling you that, but however, I'll be catching IPs today. Yes, it is not very much ethical, but however, after yesterday's incident, we need to be quite careful with our steps. So it was my sole responsibility to tell you all that one thing that is going on, that is I'll be catching IPs today. And whosoever is gonna join soon after any fake ID, I'll be flagging that IP. So seems like nobody's gonna join today. No worries. Let us go ahead with the part of lecture it itself. So whosoever wants to participate or want to give their lecture it's, please go ahead and raise their hands so that I can give you out topics to prepare. Okay, one Devash, 2, 3, nice. Okay, I would suggest that each and every one of us shall raise their hands.
प्रशांत जैन
Jai Hind.
प्रशांत क्या मैं लिंक शेयर करूं फिर
Yeah, go ahead.
ओ
So give me some time so that I can get you topics for the lecture, including leads. Okay, we're getting some solid topics right here. That's nice. So I'll be having so these are your topics, Devash. You can go ahead and prepare for these specific topics for 2 minutes, I guess. Gather all the facts and figures, and we'll just write right away.
Sure, Prashant. Thanks.
No problem. So Ankit, your topic are also given, starting from India's growing economy, one nation, one election, women's empowerment in India, and Manipur violence and internal security lead.
Shall I start, Prashant?
Yes, please go ahead.
Prashant, can you not show me the time so that, because in the real lecture, we won't come to the actual time. Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
thank you.
Yes, please go ahead.
Thanks. In today's world, every single information can be found by just the tap of a finger. That's the reality of today's era. Gentlemen, the topic I've chosen for my lecturate is India's digital infrastructure growth. So I'll be talking in three broad aspects. Firstly, the past, the present, and the future. So talking about the past, India was always a very engineering oriented country. We saw the birth of IITs in the early 1960s, IITs, NITs, which were previously called RECs. So all these colleges showed that India was very focused in its higher education, and that led to great engineers from the country. It was so great that by the 1990s, we saw that the engineers actually helped the US by moving to the Silicon Valleys over there and working in the IT firms over there. India was very focused in its base that it had of the workforce. Talking about the present scenario, we see that digital India has become a reality today. When Geo announced those subsidized rates for every Indian, that marked a change in our country's GDP. Every single startup that we know of today has been able to access whether it be Zomato, Swiggy, or any other apps that we have in today's world. We see the birth of the startup economy because of this digital infrastructure. And when we talk about infrastructure, we must understand it actually includes a lot of things. It includes servers, it includes machines, it includes the workforce. And India is booming right now. We have always known that Bangalore has become the Silicon Valley of India. Various IT companies come and set up their workforce over here. Few companies have also come up with the headquarters. And currently, looking at India's workforce being more oriented towards software engineering, it only shows that the future is very bright for us Indians. In today's world, when people rarely carry their wallets around and do all payments via UPI, that is the reality which would not have been true for us almost 10 years back. That shows how greatly we have progressed in this digital infrastructure. Talking about the future for India looks bright, mainly because of its workforce and also the new technologies coming in, mainly AI. AI has been included in many businesses, educational institutions, and even courses. We see that the NEP also has now focused towards educating students in the software engineering field, right from the classes of sixth standard.
Okay, Devash, time up.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. So, Devash, as usual, perfect in each and every aspect that you tell about yourself as well as the lecturate or the point that you prove. But however, in today's lecturate, I think you were a bit offbeat, getting a bit slow. But however, the part of facts, figures, as well as different schemes and different topic that you've touched upon the lecturate itself is quite good.
Okay, thank you.
So, Ankit, are you ready?
Yes.
Wait a minute, I'll give out the topic for the next candidate. So next up is Saurav. So, Saurav, these are your topics. Keep things in mind. And Ankit, please go ahead.
So, Jai Hind, gentlemen. So, myself, Ankit Acharya. Okay, sorry. इंट्रो वगैरह तो नहीं देना ना इसमें पहले.
As usual, no need to change anything. Rather than going so, I'm Ankit. Just go for today what I'm doing. Okay.
Directly may I start my topic? What? there was firstly the GTO will appoint us to first of all you can introduce yourself one by one. Then after that you can give us authority to narrate your lecture topic.
I can do that
So
too, but wherever I went, it was like, yeah, go ahead, just because they had already. You can do it.
okay,
That's go ahead.
okay, not an issue. So good evening, gentlemen. In my topic is women empowerment. Recently, we have seen in our upcoming census, maybe there was for more than 45% of the women empowerment in our uh, India. So recently, in our upcoming census, we have seen there is the upcoming lot of women empowerment in our India, and we have seen in the current example of another country like in Israel, where we have seen right now the in the war time, in the pandemic time, the shortage of each and everything is going on in Ukraine as well as. So if the more amount of a more number of a women empowerment are engaged or enrolled in our armed force, that is a more advantages for our nation. First of second things, the internal, as we have seen recently, our Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi have given opportunity to for Vitt Mantralaya to hand over that Nirmala Sitaraman. Just because of women have an external power to take such kind of authority as compared to men. So I firstly proud to feel such kind of things in our Indian government recently given a more amount of a reservation as well as a more amount of a opportunity given to the women. Recently, we have seen in a new education policy also the percentage of different schemes like Vidya Lakshmi schemes and Ladli Behna schemes. These all the schemes are given to only the women. Just because of the downward of the women, they need to improve it. And in future, if there was any pandemic situation is going on with our nation, then there was a backup, and every time they will try to support us. And what are the events authorized is happen inside the cities, like in the late night they are not feeling good. So if they are enrolled themselves in an armed force, so they physically they all are fit enough to tackle their own or defend their own self. So I think they if they are enrolled themselves in an armed force, or if our government have given the opportunity then to as much as more amount of a reservation is given to the women, then they will definitely at the time they will support all of us. Thank you.
Okay, Ankit. Overall, 20 seconds still to spare, even after completing your entire lecture. Eh? So the start was great, including different schemes as well as different ways to empower women in India itself. But however, I would say a bit slow, or rather a bit too much slow way of presentation was present. You told about security, that women do not feel secure while walking alone at night in different cities, be it Delhi, Mumbai, or any city for that specific concern. But then you told that if in women, specifically in India, if they enroll in defense forces or armed forces, they'll feel safer while traveling alone at night. Well, I don't know what others, but I don't feel any sort of link towards that specific problem.
Like I meant to say that if they are engaged in the armed forces, then they all are physically fit, and they know how to tackle different types of situations. Recently, I'm not prepared well. Just giving the lecture.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Okay, overall, that was quite nice.
Thank
Okay, it was Saurav. Let me give out the topic that I'll hand it next to Saurav. Okay, after Saurav, we have Priyanshu. So, Priyanshu, these are your topics. Keep a keen eye over the chat section. And Saurav, you may start now.
Okay. Jain friends, today I have chosen to speak on electric vehicle or the Niti Aayog hydrogen and green energy towards the decarbonization of India. So my topics will be covered with several points. First of all, I would like to speak on the recent developments. If we see the electric vehicles, every country is running behind to develop EVs on their own country, but they are facing some challenges. However, India is doing great. India is promoting financial support by the government, also by the public and private investors. Electric vehicles, which is concept with the battery power source, and we have another technology with EV, the rising technology, which is also called V2G technology. So V2G technology, which is a integrated technology, not only it will help the car to run, also it will help the grid on the time of emergency, and the criteria of energy, it will give the energy to car to the grid system, so that yeah, we have another development in V2G technology. Coming to some challenges, coming to some development, another development, talking about the Tata. So Tata Nexon has produced his car on which is run by petrol. The initial cost was 8 lakh something, and talking about the same car Tata Nexon for the EV version, which is 14.4 lakh near about. So it is a very challenging for the middle caste or poor family to bear the EV. Therefore, it is a huge barrier to change from the petrol engine to EV engine. Therefore, this type of challenges, not these challenges, also for the challenges of low source of lithium. So lithium is a very efficient source, and very important part to develop the EV batteries. Therefore, we need to focus on the lithium mining. Although we have founded a mining source in Kashmir, but we need to invest there for the mining part as well. Coming to my next challenge, that is the technological investment. As we Indian know that we are most of our budget is spent on the freebies or other government policies. Therefore, Indian government should need to promote the private partnership, also promote their budget in EV development. Also, we are negotiating with the Tesla company to invest in India, and it will help the people to get the experience of the EVs. Another challenge is the lack of charging point. India is we have a EV number of EVs, but we don't have that much of EV charging point. So therefore, we need to focus it as well. So the future of EVs. So future of EVs is basically it will reduce the
Time's up.
carbon emission.
Okay, Saurav. Great going with the part of different challenges that we are facing with the part of EV, financial support, V2G tech, freebies, as well as different aspects were covered. But overall, I would say that the content has been quite great, but the part of delivery is a bit the thing that is suffering. That too, not too much, is a bit, but however, if you're able to improve it over time, that will grow spontaneously.
Yeah, sure.
The only thing that recently needs to be improved, or that needs to be pressurized over the part of improvement, that is the part of fluency.
Yes,
Overall,
exactly. And
your way of
another thing
speaking
is,
as well. Yes.
yeah, another thing is, time management. I forgot the point mentioning the Niti Aayog, how to decarbonize, and what is the contribution of Niti Aayog. I totally forget that point.
Okay, that is okay, but I think the vast and the most important point that would be, that is an EV can produce the same pollution rate without being driven over the city roads, without being driven on city road, that a combustion engine or combustion engine car produces in 17 years of running over the roads. So that these are the some
Right.
specific point that can be added on.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, Priyanshu had
May
his
start.
topic. Okay, wait a minute, Priyanshu. Let me give out the topics for other people too. Let's have Harjit Balan. I hope Arjit have gotten his topic. And for Priyanshu, you may start now.
Good evening, gentlemen. I chosen my topic for the lecture is Startup India. So, as we can see in the recent times, Indian startup is very growing in the recent times. As Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi is also promoting the startups uh, among the youth, and because as we can see recent times, the government jobs are very less and the youth is very high. So we can see the startups should be grow. As Pradhan Mantri also initiate some kind of schemes and projects like MSME, Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana. These are the initiatives taken by the government so that the good startups can take the money from the government and also start their own business. And government also empower the women to government also empower the women to initiate some kind of funding about money so that they also can grow their own businesses among the rural areas. As we can see in the recent times, Amul is also tie up with the rural women's so so they can buy milk from them and supply all over the world. So these are the kind of things taken by the government. Also we can see for the future times, these are the small entrepreneurs will become a very large after the some times, and they also supply their products outside the India, which is grow the economy of India, and also grow the upcoming new these kind of entrepreneurs. As we can see in the recent times on the Sony TV, which is Shark Tank, it is also influencing the new entrepreneurship, and also they are growing. And these kind of shows they are very fascinating among the youths, and this sorry, that's it.
Okay, Priyanshu, still 32 seconds to spare over different parts of content, of course. So overall, I would say Priyanshu, well curated part of different aspects as well as different facts that you have presented. But however, I would say a bit lack over the part of presentation, over the part of narration as well as content was present. For the part of content, you could have added facts and figures, mentioned MSME, that is the leading part of getting new uh, startups and different things, as well as loans, as well as lendings that are present in order to help the new and uh, newly born startups or businesses itself. You can also talk about how India, that was the leading job getter, has been now promoting, or rather, has been starting to transform to get a new business as well as give different jobs as one. But overall, till the time that you spoke, it was quite great. A bit of gaps were present, but however, that can be resolved later on by having a regular practice as well as rigorous part of vocabulary practice. So overall, I would say a bit of content as well as a bit of gap completion would be required. Is that okay, Priyanshu? Have you heard it?
Yes, Prashant. I will
Okay,
definitely.
that's really nice. So let me give a topic for the next candidate.
Yes, sir, I'm ready.
Okay, that's nice. So Aman, these are your topics starting from India's soft power. And Harjeet, please start.
Yes, sir. Good evening, gentlemen. Today I took topic of Indian reservation system. Actually, India is a diverse country with lot of caste, religious differentiations among themselves, and there are a lot of differentiations among the levels of their development, education, and their opportunities in the societies. So initially, Initially, in 1931, we took census of the population along with the caste system in India, uh, with which we classified the castes among SC, ST, OBCs, and we gave reservations to SC and ST as they are backward in their classes, backward in their opportunities and in job, education, etc. So, for this reservation system in India is introduced, and the next thing is the census of 1931 is not so satisfactory that it clearly classifies the caste and recently under G Rohini Justice G Rohini committee which was appointed in 2023 for dividing the fault line of SC and ST, which gave report to the court, which was not still given to the public, was to classify the subcategories of SC and ST, so that the economically weaker section could get more priorities than the people who are already in the better position are same from the SC and ST. So the creamy layer system was introduced so that the economically weaker section can benefited more from the schemes for given for the reservation. And the next thing is when the caste census and population census were taken in 2011, there were a lot of controversies arising in the manner or in the um, basis in which they separate scheduled castes, tribes, and OBC. So there are a lot of petitions filed against the inclusion and exclusion of the of the caste in the categories. So the division of the subcategories has a lot of complications, and in the 2011 census they have recorded up to 46 lakh different castes. So grouping them is really a difficult task. So government need to do this carefully and with considering all the aspects of the society and benefit and make it benefit for the economically weaker section. Thank you.
Okay, Harjit, the part itself. Wait a minute. Yeah. So you were quite goodly, very wonderfully tailored the entire part of where you spoke. You have only exactly 4 seconds left for the entire lecture, right? Or rather, the left over time is 4 seconds. However, the different topic touched are quite nice. You talked about different topics or different parts where the caste census, or the census in general, had failed or could have been done better. But I would rather say we could have added different facts, figures, as well as shares that could have influenced the entire lecturate in a huge manner. If we consider the caste census that is going to take place in year 2025, there is a huge difference between the caste census that had taken place in back time around 2009 or so, and the caste census that will be done in year 2025. So as well as you could have also added different parts or uh, different info. That is how different people have rose above the below poverty line as well as different things. And the overall part of narration as well as delivery of the content was quite good. Yeah, that's quite nice. But a bit of inculcating a bit more rich vocabulary would be required by you. That's all.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Aman, you can go ahead.
Okay, sir. Gentlemen, in the international relation, we know that there are no enemy and no friends. Gentlemen, today's my lecture topic is about India and Israel. The country makes the ties between each other for their personal and the both bilateral growth. I am talking about India and Israel relationship. In 1950, India gave recognition to Israel, but later on 2000 the relation gets improved. The defense ties and the technology exchangement between them are greater, and now we can see the proof that India is becoming a third largest nominal GDP in the world, having $10 billion trade till now 2025. We have seen that the importance of India and Israel are very important. In the defense sector is also like Herons and searcher drones are such equipment which get from the Israel. And Israel, having been a very small country and surrounded by many countries which are at war it, and solving them in a very tactfully manner is a very commendable job by the Israel, and India is also a very good partner with the Israel in defense ties. Gentlemen, there are other aspects also of exchange of knowledge in the sector. Cybersecurity, AI, 6G development are the prime sectors in which India and Israel can be a very good partner. The present situation of India and Israel is bit wavy because the issues of Israel and Gaza, Israel and Palestine, these are the issue in which if India take a stance, if India take a stance of Israel, it may be very may be very hampering for India's relation with other countries, because in the UN the other countries condemning the Israel's steps at that. The importance of the India and Israel's relations can be improved by resolving the challenges. The challenges in the Israel and India's relation is that the the countries and the leaders, if there is the Prime Minister Modi has a very good relations with the Israel, but if the government gets changed, the relation can be hampered in that condition. And the security reasons also, because Israel's getting war with the many countries time to time. This makes very risky for the students to go there, as we have seen that India operated Operation Ganga had rescued the stranded person of from Russia. Gentlemen, in the solutions, I want to give that the the deepening of defense ties can
Okay,
improve
time's
the
up.
Indian. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Aman. Overall, I would say the content that you prepared or conveyed is quite good, including the part of different defense deals as well as different parts in which the parts of Israel and India has been remaining the same as well as getting greater with the passage of time. But however, the entire thing gets spoiled with the part of narration. So indeed, the narration is quite good. You haven't stopped it in the entire narration. But however, I would say voice modulation, that is changement in the pitch itself, requires a bit of work in your specific case. Rather, the entire part or the entire lecturate was quite stress free or spot free. That
Thank
is
you,
all.
sir. Thank you, sir. Sir,
Hello, am I audible right now?
yes, sir.
Okay. So I think everybody's lecturate is over. However, the electricity in my area has been down, so I might not be able to continue the session much further. But however, I would request each and everyone that is present in this session, the part or for my lecturate, give the topic for my lecturate itself. And Neha, would you like to participate?
Not this time, Prashant.
Sure. But be ready with my feedback.
Sure, Prashant.
Okay, people, please give out topics for my preparation or my lecturate so that I am able to participate too. Any topic will work.
चैट में से उठा लो एक.
My PC has went down with the power. I do not
Okay.
have any
Sir,
spare
I am
PC.
giving you four topics.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, let me check. Role of media in nation building, nation building, hacking, India-US relation, AI, friends' role in life, environment. Okay, I'll just dive right in with the topic of the role of media in nation building. So I would request anybody to note my timings so that I'm not falling off anywhere right now. Just let me know when do I start.
Prashant, I'll time you for 3 minutes, right?
Yeah, the timing is for 3 minutes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can start.
Jai Hind to everybody present. My topic is role of media in building of a nation. So the nation builds or stands over three or four pillars. That is democracy and media being the one of the strongest and the tallest pillars possible in the entire nation. The role of media has been quite crucial while being in the part of war, peace, or the part of development. For the part of development, we have seen that media has been the first one to report whatsoever and how the greatest feat that has been achieved by India or any nation for that matter of fact. But in the recent times or the in the recent decade, we have seen that media has been working over just simple agendas. So, what are agendas you might think? Agendas are just pure hot burning topics that are floating all around the part of India or rather inside the world itself. So, the majority agenda of right now being terrorism as well as the support of different religions. The, the media itself that is supposed to expose the government or anything that is being going wrong is now going over agendas, as well as we have seen that corruption in media centers has been led to different parts that can cause expository as well as uh, self-proclamation of the media channels itself. But in the recent times, we have seen that the government that has been leading, or rather the government of the opposition, have bought or given numerous number of shares to this specific media channels that has covered up different media leads, be it the part of crashing of different aircrafts in India, worldwide, in nationwide, as well as different security concerns, but rather working over agendas, and agendas. So, in my opinion, the thing that can be done in order to conduct or control such agendas, that is, giving press or media the open hand in order to confess or cover any sort of topic that we are working or that is happening all around the world, as well as controlling media's power in order to show or not what not to show in the part of army, as we have seen in the part of 2611, as well as different insurgency operation done by Indian Army. The media has been the first one to report, and that can cause a huge number of disruptions in the part of the specific operation. So, for to sum up my entire lecturate, I would say the entire part of media is good, but however, it needs to be in control, be it for the part of expository or for the part of covering. So, I would like to end my lecturate with a note of each and everything, or rather, everything in this world is good, but it should be done in moderation. Thank you. Yeah, please, the timings, please.
Yeah, 5 seconds left. 2 minutes, 55 seconds. Well in time.
Thank you. I was thinking that I went half time only.
No, no, no. It was good. I think so. One thing that we are missing is in actual SSB, right? When you reach 2 minutes 30 seconds, they ring a bell.
Yes,
So I
yes.
think so. Yeah, we should just raise our hands or something like that to let the speaker know the time.
Sure, sure. I'll do it from the next time itself.
Yeah.
Devash,
Prashant,
would
your
you?
feedback.
Okay, yeah, you should go ahead.
Okay, thanks, Neha. So yeah, Prashant, what I observed, well said, good points, and you spoke extensively on the good and the bad. But I think so. One thing that you can improve is you initially told those four pillars and everything, right? That was good.
Yes.
But sometimes, like as an audience, we don't know exactly where the speech might go. So I would suggest like what you could do is like initially like suppose you're speaking on media and you spoke on the good and the bad, right? So you can actually declare like headings are like like okay, now I'll talk about the advantages of media, and then you list out those advantages, and then you talk about the disadvantages of media and how it should be in control. So if you let those what do you say, those guidelines out in the starting itself, right, then the audience knows okay where the speech is going. Otherwise it felt a bit abrupt because it felt like a bit haywire, that that you're mixing topics here and there. So that would be a more structured way, like talking. Like you could just tell the audience, okay, I'll be talking about the advantages, disadvantages, and my opinion towards the end. So in that way, the audience knows what's coming towards them, and it's a more structured speech. Just that one feedback for the structure of the speech. But your points were fantastic. I think so. You spoke really well on how the current media is, and you spoke also about those attacks of 2611 and insurgency with the media coming out with those. So that is good. Those are valid points which need to be spoken. Just a bit of structure would be there. That would be fantastic.
Okay, sure, sure. I'll make sure that happens for the next time.
Sorry, but one more thing, Prashant. I think so. Since you didn't even prepare for this, like you just straight away spoke after just saying the topic, that was
Yeah.
really good to actually just come up and impromptu start speaking. I think so. That is the reason why your speech lacks structure, because I felt like you were thinking on the go. So that is also a good thing. But I think so. You'll do much better in the real SSB when you actually get those 3 minutes initially and you're able to structure your speech and deliver it. So, no, good job on that.
Well, thank you for that. But the thing is, whenever I get time over thinking what all should I speak, that makes me a bit nervous as well as overthinking kicks in. So I just rather go for the impromptu speaking.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, Neha,
Yes,
over
yes.
to you.
ओके, थैंक देवाश। यार पता है प्रशांत, मेरे भी सिमिलर पॉइंट्स थे जो देवाश बोल के गया कि यस थोड़ा सा मिसिंग था, मतलब यू वर स्विचिंग ऑन टू पॉइंट्स सो ड्रास्टिकली ना कि ये समझ नहीं आ रहा था कि हाँ अभी तुम पॉजिटिव के बारे में बात कर रहे हो या फिर अभी तुम नेगेटिव के बारे में बात कर रहे हो। एंड स्टार्टिंग में यू मैंशनड अबाउट कि हाँ मीडिया इज द फोर्थ पिलर ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी, एंड बीच में तुम फंबल कर गए, यू कुड नॉट से द अदर थ्री। आई मीन यू वर अबाउट टू से बट वो चीज़ तुम्हारे मिस आउट हो गई। तो आई वुड राइट से ना कि तुम ये चीज़ मेंशन करो कि जुडिशरी, लेजिस्लेचर एंड द एग्जीक्यूटिव आर द अदर थ्री, एंड देन द फोर्थ वन is media. Media is placed at the uppermost hierarchy with the parliament and all the organs of parliament. एक ये चीज हो गई। एंड अ वेरी गुड पॉइंट दैट यू डिड वाज कि यू डिफाइंड एजेंडा, व्हाट इज एजेंडा। ये अच्छा लगा कि हाँ यू डिफाइंड इट। one thing I would say ki, you know what, you have missed one point while talking about media as a whole, is that ki media is responsible for transmitting fake information or misinformation at the speed of light. So the transmission of misinformation or in fact politicization of media is what Indian media is suffering from. It is the anemia of Indian media कि politicize हो गया वो पूरा। यहाँ पे पहलगाम में अटैक हुआ एंड व्हाट मीडिया इज शोइंग कि इज सीमा हैदर अ स्पाई। तो ये चीज है, ये मतलब तुम्हें ना थोड़ा सा इस एस्पेक्ट में बात करना चाहिए था, गेटिंग ऑल इनटू दिस इंसर्जेंसी एंड डिफेंस वाला पार्ट एंड और भी जो तुमने टेररिस्ट वाला पार्ट। दो आई अंडरस्टैंड कि हाँ मीडिया वहां पे भी प्ले करती है, बट मीडिया को अनबायस्ड होना बहुत जरूरी है। तुम इसके चैलेंजेस को ओवरकम करने के लिए भी सॉल्यूशंस बता सकते थे कि हाँ, हाउ कैन मीडिया बी अनबायस्ड, तुम यहाँ पे रेगुलेशन में होने चाहिए, मॉनिटरिंग होनी चाहिए बाय गवर्नमेंट, देयर शुड बी सम सेंसरिंग रूल्स एंड ऑल। तो तुम ये मेंशन कर सकते थे, तो शायद ज़्यादा इम्पैक्टफुल होता।
I will try for my next time itself. What can I say? I'm just getting warmed up right now.
एंड इनफैक्ट अगर तुम अपना लेक्चरेट को काफी लाइवली बनाना चाहते थे, मतलब होता है ना कि लोग कनेक्ट कर सके तुम्हारी लेक्चरेट से, तो यू कुड हैव इवन मेंशन दिस टर्म गोदी मीडिया, जो बहुत ज्यादा चलता है। तो इस तरीके से तुम एक ह्यूमरस वे में अपना लेक्चरेट भी अच्छे नोट पे खत्म कर सकते थे।
Okay. Indeed, I'll try to inculcate from the next time itself.
श्योर।
I do need help with the part of my English communication. Indeed, it is good. Not blowing my own horn, but indeed, the thing that I require the most is I'm fumbling with some specific words, be it for the part of inculcation or different things. So that specific word is not hitting my tongue at the right time. So what can be done? Indeed, I'm reading and all, but yeah, it is not getting to it quite fast enough.
You're talking about vocabulary.
Yeah, vocabulary itself for specific topic.
जैसे
So
देख, एक्सक्यूज मी
yeah,
देवाश,
yeah, yeah,
अगर
yeah.
देख पॉलिटिसाइजेशन ये वर्ड भी अगर मुझे बोलना होता ना, तो आई थिंक 2 मिनट्स बिफोर एंड देन आई यूज्ड टू स्पीक कि हाँ ये वर्ड आएगा। तो ऐसा नहीं है कि एकदम से 1 सेकंड में पॉलिटिसाइजेशन बोल दिया निकल गया, ये सोचना पड़ता है हम लोग को भी कि हाँ ये वर्ड आ रहा है, इसको बोलना है अच्छे से। तो ये तो वक्त के साथ होएगा, थोड़ा प्रैक्टिस।
क्योंकि अप्रोक्सीमेटली 6 महीने पहले मैं बोल लेता था, लेकिन आई हैव लॉस्ट द प्रैक्टिस इटसेल्फ.
वही सी प्रैक्टिस इज द की। तुम्हें अब हार्ड वर्ड्स बोलने हैं, तुम्हें फ्रेश वर्ड्स बोलने हैं, तुम्हें बोल मतलब प्रैक्टिस करोगे तो ही सारे वर्ड्स निकलेंगे,
Hmm.
नहीं तो वो फिर वो शी का सी हो जाएगा एंड और जो भी होता है वही होगा।
Sure.
Prashant, see, your lecture was actually really good. If you give this lecture on in the SSB, it is considered good. But since you're asking for feedback, that's why we are just giving the feedback. But overall, if you ask a normal person, if you just give this lecture to him, he will say it is fantastic. But since we have been seeing you for some time now, that's why we have a few feedbacks. But वैसे it's a good lecture. So don't think too much. I think so. You're doing fantastic. All you need is practice.